Mind the cameras as well.
Sorry, that wasn't a head fake. I was checking on that.
Sure. How much more work do you have to do you think?
I think we'll have the votes today. I mean, I got a couple of people, as always, I need to touch base with right before the vote, but I think I'm very optimistic that we'll pass this today and send it to the Senate, and I hope they do the right thing. I mean, look, I would just say, I said yesterday, Chuck Schumer's counteroffer is not a serious one. You know that he's trying to add $1.4 trillion in new spending to what is a very simple, very clean 7-week stopgap funding measure, just so that we can continue to do the work. And the idea that we would reinstitute, giving illegal aliens health care, or we would give $500 million to prop up leftist media organizations, these are just not, he knows these are not negotiable items, and it's kind of ridiculous that they're trying to politicize this. As you all know, I was very careful, we were very careful to put no partisan measures in this. There's no poison pills, none of that. It is a straightforward, good faith effort to allow our appropriators to continue the good work that they've been doing, and that's really important for the institution.
Speaker,
do you imagine there to be contretemps on the floor if there were Democrats to vote either present or no on the Kirk resolution?
I sure hope that doesn't happen. There's no reason to do that. There's no excuse. That resolution is written very well. I think there's no partisan language in that either. We're honoring someone who contributed greatly to the free marketplace of ideas and public discourse, and who died in a disgraceful, horrific manner. It's appropriate for Congress to pass a resolution in favor of his work. He advocated for America and free speech, and he did it in a respectful manner. That's the beauty.
Some Democrats disagree with
that. But the resolution also disclaims political violence and calls that out, and that everybody here should stand for that. You don't have to agree with everything someone says, but you can acknowledge this very clear, plain language that this was wrong what happened, and that we respect all voices.
Speaker, are you making additional lawmaker security changes? Some people are saying you need to go further on that.
Look, I'm gonna start by saying that all lawmakers, all members of Congress, have adequate security. Okay, there's several resources available for those purposes, and they're using that aggressively in their residences and on their person. But we're always in a constant state of trying to improve that, make sure we're using the greatest technology, the latest technology and resources, and we have continually ramped up the amounts that are allowed for that, because we live in a dangerous time. But we are going to make sure that members are safe to do their job and represent their constituents. And so we've taken in a lot of ideas, Republicans and Democrats, and we're all working together, and we'll have, I suspect we may have a standalone measure when we return in October to enhance even further what we're already doing.
So you do like a supplemental.
So you're returning in October?
That would get assurances from some of those people who have reservations today on the actual
Yes,
underlying bill?
and look, I see that as part of my responsibility as Speaker to ensure that the members are safe and can do their jobs. And so I'm open to all ideas about that. I think we'll get a big bipartisan consensus on that issue. As you know, we are plussing up one of the security measure buckets in the CR. We're adding additional money, $58 million as the executive branch's request for judges. Part of that's for judges, about half for judges, half for the executive branch, and another $30 million for the legislative branch. But of course, we have many more people serving here than in these other branches, and so we'll have to address that probably in another measure when we return in October. So that's what we're working on.
If this passes today, are you not bringing the House back until after October 1st?
None of those decisions are made. We have a lot of work to do. Members have a lot of work to do back in their districts as well, and we've had a very busy year thus far. We kept everybody almost constantly trying to get our big beautiful bill done, and the Working Families Tax Cut Act and all the other things. So we evaluate that all the time. We're trying to give members a balance to do the work in their districts and here, so we'll see. But that's on the calendar right now, and it hasn't changed yet.
Okay, thanks guys. We'll see you later.
Difference on the CR.
That's it.
Right here, so we can get another way.